All right, welcome back to New Little Life. Today we have a really great interview with one of our clients who just weaned her baby after 14 months. And she has a really interesting story to share with you today. She joined us in our program actually a little bit later than a lot of moms do. A lot of moms like to join on maternity leave, kind of prepping to go back to work. Things were actually going okay for her for a little while. And then she hit a roadblock and decided she really needed help. Things kind of tanked off. I'm going to let her kind of share her story around that too. But it has been really fun to work with her and get to know her and kind of hear some of the wins and things that she learned inside of our coaching program. As we're talking with her, if you're finding that you want some similar help, if you are wanting to come and work with me and my team and get this high-level support on a long-term level, there will be a link in the description. I'll try and throw it on the screen a couple times for you as well, to apply and speak with our team. And it's a free discovery call. We can kind of get to know you, learn your goals, your struggles, and see if we can help. And you can get a lot of the same help and results that Marie is going to share with you today. So I don't want to wait any longer. Let's go ahead and bring her on because I'm really excited to share her story with you. Thanks for joining us today, Marie. I know you're in the middle of a busy workday, but appreciate your time.
Oh, thank you. I'm happy to be here.
All right. So I think the best place to start is at the beginning. Start us off. How did breastfeeding go? When did pumping start? We'll just start anywhere you'd like.
Yeah. So I started, breastfeeding right from the start. My little one, his little boy named Lionel, he never had a great latch. Although for the first couple months, we still did do exclusively nursing, really not a lot of pumping to begin with. He was gaining weight. So he was getting milk, but he really started to lose interest in staying at the breast.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that's some of his personality. He is a force of nature. So
those are fun ones.
Yeah,
oh,
he is definitely, he's a lot, but he's wonderful. But so he just kind of started losing patience to stay there and, work through difficulties. So then I kind of turned to pumping, and it started off, just easy because I didn't know any better. You read the instructions that come with your pump and you put them on and
it works though. So
worked for a while. And so I just kind of did the classic plug and play method for months on end, and it was working for me. I mean, I wasn't an oversupplier by any means, but he was getting enough milk, seemed happy, he was growing. And so I would put him on, pump for 20 minutes and get my output that I needed. And that all kind of worked for a while. And then till it was probably about 8 or 9 months. There was kind of just a lot going on in my life at that point. There was a lot of family stressors. I got really sick for a couple of weeks. All kind of contributed to my supply just tanked. I was making like half, maybe less than half of what I had before. So we had to start supplementing with formula for the first time. Yeah, which I wasn't wild about either, especially because he has a cow's milk protein allergy. And so that whole
expensive formula is what you did. Oh,
very expensive, and he hated it. It was the Nutramigen, and I'll admit I did taste it as well, and I don't blame him. It's disgusting.
No. Especially when you've had breast milk, it's not a fun.
No.
How much do you remember how much like per can that formula was for you? I'm just curious.
And it's the little cans, and it's probably $45 to $50 for, I think it's a 16-ounce can.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Holy cow. I don't even want to do the math. It's like hundreds of dollars a month.
Hundreds of dollars. It would have been for sure like over $1,000 a month, I think. And he didn't like it. So that was the other thing, is that getting him to eat anything at all was, so I was like, we got to figure something out. And I had been watching your videos for a long time. Even though things have been going well, I just thought pumping was interesting. And I liked knowing, is the pump I have like a good pump? And then I actually bought a wearable and found like a more portable option as well. So that's kind of how I found you at first, was trying to find like more portable options. So I could still be bouncing my colicky baby on a yoga ball while pumping.
It's the stuff nobody tells you about motherhood that really gets you, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Anyone that's done it before can totally picture that scenario.
Yeah. You can't do that as well with the Spectra as you can with like the pumpables Genie. Yeah. So then I knew that this was an option, that there was an option to
Mhm.
have help, and talked with my husband about it. And we're like, well, I mean, it's probably cheaper than the formula.
Yeah.
So yeah, so then I reached out to you guys, and just immediately things started to change. Went through the curriculum, learned. I finally actually learned how to pump, because before I didn't. I mean, it was
Yeah.
doing the bare minimum. So I finally like knew what to look for, knew how to actually pump efficiently. That it's you don't. I was putting in so much more time, because I just thought, oh, my supply is low. That just means I need to be spending. I mean, I need to be power pumping several times a day. I need to do longer sessions. And it felt like I was like, had my pumps on more than
Yeah.
didn't, probably an exaggeration, but
But maybe not. I don't know. Power pumping, you might have been spending half of your day with the pump on.
it
Geez.
was pretty much, I work from home. And so that has made pumping very easy. So I think I was just sitting at my desk with my pumps on like all day long.
Gosh.
Yeah. But then finally learning like it doesn't have to look like that. And that
Mm.
like my body's capable of doing this, and like I can work with this pump in a much better way than I was before. And then so like week by week, my supply just started coming back up. And then maybe it was only about like maybe a month and a half later, I was making more than I ever had before.
Mm.
Yeah, so I was being able to finally freeze extra, and to the
Mm.
point that I've frozen enough that even though I have weaned, we have probably months left of, we still give him 2 bottles a day, and so it's both breast milk. Yeah, for the foreseeable future, he gets to have breast milk because our freezer is packed.
Which is great, especially with his cow milk protein allergy. I can imagine that introducing other milks and foods has been a little
It's been
challenging for
tough,
you
and,
guys.
like,
Yeah.
the pediatrician had said that most kids outgrow it by a year, and that doesn't seem to be true for him. We've
Yeah.
tried and stuff, but, that's okay. We've got everything he needs, and, I mean, I lived a full year without dairy products because I couldn't have it, of course, when I
Yeah, of
was
course. Yep.
so
Mhm.
he can do it.
Oh my goodness. What peace of mind to have, some milk that he'll drink that's good nutrition, at least to kind of
Exactly.
figure out this transition.
Yeah.
So, did you see your results pretty quickly after joining
Oh,
our
yeah.
program?
Yeah, definitely. It was, like, immediately. I went through the curriculum in probably a couple days, so because I was very
It's
motivated.
like powered. You're like, I got to know everything.
Yeah, I'm like, "I'm gonna lose it entirely. I don't wanna dry up,"
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, so it was probably, yeah, a matter of days. It was really getting that, like, second letdowns. I didn't know that was a thing. I don't think I ever really looked down when I was pumping before,
Yeah.
I'd put them on, and then I'd just press the button, and 20 minutes later, I'd take them off. So I never really, the idea of, like, paying attention and being, like, engaged and present in the pumping process, that was not a thing I ever did before, but man, it makes a difference.
It's crazy. I really think there is this mentality of just like pumping is just plug and play. You put them on and it works. And especially if it works, like for you, it actually worked for
A
a
long
while,
time. So, of
and
course,
yes, it
a lot of
wasn't
bad habits.
optimized and you were spending a little bit more time pumping than you needed to, but like it worked until the day that it didn't.
Yeah,
And
and
then,
then it totally train wreck, so.
yeah. Do you think if you had had more like understanding before that kind of train wreck moment for you, do you think you would have been able to recover more quickly?
Probably, yeah. So, like, I mean, for the next, I would love, having more kids. I'm gonna know immediately, first of all, I don't have to panic. Like, there are things I can
Mhm.
do, and that, yeah, this is a solvable problem. Because before, I mean, when this happened, I just thought this is the end. This is like, and I didn't even, and it just felt so out of my control, and that it was like it was taken from me, this experience. It was also already hard enough that he didn't want to nurse, and
Yeah.
because I so badly wanted to. And so this was kind of like, it's like, well, I can at least do this to provide him with breast milk. And then it just felt like that was just taken away from me, like almost overnight. And I was just like, no, I have worked too hard. I have given up too much.
Mhm.
I'm not letting it go this easily.
That's a really common mindset too. I think obviously we want milk to feed our babies, but there are some other things that are important about this experience too. And that sense of control is one that I hear pretty often, especially from moms that tend to find our channel and stick around a little bit. They tend to be analytical and like data and like to learn and discover. So I think that control piece is more important than a lot of people realize, especially as first time mom. I think it can be hard to articulate that until you've experienced it, but feeling out of control, especially with how you want to feed your baby, is hard. And sounds like you went through that several times when you had to kind of leave nursing and then when like, I don't know. What do you think about that aspect now that you've kind of been through it as a first time mom?
Yeah, I mean, the anxiety of being a first time mom is like its own constant presence,
Crazy,
and just
isn't it?
how much, yeah, that just felt like this was my one thing, and that it had been going well, and I felt like, and especially with the added complexity of the cow's milk allergy, and it's like, this is something I can at least do this for him, at least I know what I need to eat so that he doesn't, feel pain, and then it was, yeah, and I just felt like I was finally, because the months of colic that he went through before I figured out that I had to give up dairy in order for him to feel good was, no control, absolutely had zero control. I felt helpless. It was horrible. And so then finally when I got there and that he was feeling good, he was a different baby. It was like a night and day. And so it's like, finally, I feel like I can help my child. And then this just feeling like for, a little bit that I couldn't it just made me angry was the biggest thing. And and I was just like, no, I'm not, I'm going to find a way. So,
And you did. I love that. It's always amazing to me when people like you join our program and just dive in. You see results quickly. Sometimes when people kind of just him and ha, or we're like, I don't know, like whatever, they don't see you have to work. Like I can't do the work for you. And it sounds like you really put it in. You're like, I'm doing this, I'm fixing this. And you did that. I hope you're really proud of that.
I am. I'm really proud of it.
And I hope you got to the end and we're like, I did something really hard and it was awesome.
Yeah. And my husband tells me all the time, he's just like, I'm just so amazed by you. Like, wow. If it were up to me, like, I don't think he would have gotten like a month of breastfeeding.
It's hard. Oh, I love that your husband recognizes how flipping hard it is to feed your baby breast milk, especially when you have some added complexities. And even if someone doesn't have like a medical, issue like a cow's milk protein or something, there are always things that come up, your period comes back or sickness, like you get COVID or influenza A is going around right now. But life happens, a death in the family. We've had that before where supplies have tanked just like because of stress. And it's
real.
You can't foresee some of that stuff. And I don't know, it's hard.
It's hard. Yeah. And just even how long, like, your body isn't fully your own, and like you went through 9-10 months of pregnancy and then you're breastfeeding and it's just never like, I mean, and I won't want it any other way. I'm so happy to be here in this journey, but it is weird to like not, really like my body is really serving someone else's for so long. So.
And as a working mom, you also have a job.
That's
like, and then anything else on top of that, like a relationship with a partner or a hobby, heaven forbid, or like, you know what I mean? It's a lot to manage. What was it like kind of managing this all while still working for you?
I mean, I couldn't have done it without my husband. He was so supportive, always been so supportive. Yeah. And so, I mean, thankfully to my job has really put it on easier mode than I think most people get. The fact that I do work from home and it's a desk job at a computer that I can sit here, in my pumping bra with my clothes on and, complete privacy. And so that is certainly easier, I think, than most moms have it. So I'm so grateful for the conditions I have to work with. So that certainly helped contribute to my success. But just my husband's so helpful with being able to, especially with the cow's milk protein and allergy, that I couldn't have any dairy, and dairy is something I love to eat. But he does most of the cooking in our house, and he just went at it and like just prepared meals, so I would never have to worry about like making a lunch for myself. I mean, I think for a year now I haven't like had to make a lunch for myself.
It's taking a little bit of the mental load is such a gift when you can find someone that can do that for you, whether it's a partner or a mother, grandmother to the baby, or a friend or something. I have found that been a huge thing for me too. There's just a few things that cause me a lot of friction in my brain. So if I can offload that, it makes everything seem way more doable. I think, I'm really curious because I think a lot of work from home moms feel like, oh, it's going to be easy. Like I work from home, so I can totally do this. But there are some challenges that come from working at home too. Did you have childcare for your little one, or?
Oh yeah. Yeah. He goes to daycare.
You?
Yep.
That's
would not have been able to.
Yeah. I hear that a lot from like planners. They're like, oh, I'm just going to keep the baby with me. And then I don't have to, and I'm like,
I don't know how people do that.
It's hard. Even though, like you said, you work from home, you sit at the computer, you can be half naked if you want, but can you imagine having a baby there too? I don't think I could do it.
No, I have no idea how people do that. I couldn't. And it helps that, I mean, my work just, if you have kids, you have to prove that you provide have daycare arrangements.
Really?
Yeah. Cause that's the agreement for like when you telecommute, that if you're going to do that, like, this isn't just a way to avoid, like you have to do as much work as you would in the office. And
I don't think that's a company just being micromanaging. I think they know that it is so hard to work with kids around.
Oh, I would get nothing done if Lionel were here. No way. Yeah.
Was there anything else that was challenging about working from home, especially around your like pumping routine, or did that really give you a head
I think that gave me the edge. Like when I hear, I mean, a lot of my friends all have kids, right, or have had babies in the last year or so too. When I hear about them, they're pumping environments at work, or just, having to, you have to pack up all your stuff, and then you go to the room, and then you're there for 30 minutes. And then, I mean, or you're just blocking off your calendar all the time for that. Like, I mean, I put in just that I was away, but I'm still working, because I'm sitting here with my pumps on and I can still do stuff, but you can't, if you're in the office, you can't just be sitting at your cubicle in the middle of the floor. So yeah, that was a huge help for me to be able to work from home full time.
You mentioned that letdowns were a big part of like an aha moment for you and being able to be like a little more intentional. Did you find that you were still able to work during a pumping session, or did you need to unplug a little bit more?
I had to unplug more. Once I got better at achieving the second letdown and sometimes third, I feel like in between them, I could be a little bit more, I could at least like kind of go through emails or something. But yeah, I kind of had to step away just for my own like focus and clarity to be able to achieve those. That was hard to kind of train my body to do that. And it is definitely a learned like response.
Especially when you hadn't been thinking about it much before. Was there anything that you found that worked well for you in that area?
So on YouTube, I would turn on like running water, like waterfall noises.
Yes, that's crazy, isn't it? Your mind is so powerful.
Yeah. And so I had them on every single time. And so, yeah, even my husband made fun of me like, oh, wait, I hear waterfalls. We're pumping again. Or like next, because we love to go hiking too. He's like, man, we're going to like hike by a waterfall and you're just going to like spontaneously let down.
Probably. It's a thing for you now.
Yeah, it is. It's a thing, but hey, it worked. So.
That's crazy. I feel like there's a lot of little things about pumping that need to be in place. And it's always fun to me to ask those questions because everyone seems to be a little bit different. There tends to be little things that work. They're more important for some people and not as much for others. Some people get letdowns really easily, and it's more of like flange sizing or some hands-on pumping or like their schedule that has to be right on or something like that. I don't know. It's always fun to kind of find the thing that's your thing that you're like, this is what I need. And this is how I can do it fast and efficiently. So I can.
I had to do a lot more hands-on pumping too. I found that really did help, which was annoying because I can't multitask as well.
Definitely.
So I don't know if like why that is, or if maybe if I have slow letdowns and like it just helps get it out of there. I don't know. I'm hoping for like future kids. Maybe everything will change.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe.
It's funny. Sometimes I find that techniques like that bring in like a human element tend to bridge the gap between a baby and a breast pump because there are just some like human biological things that happen when you bring a baby to a breast. You've got skin on skin naturally. They're warm. Like oxytocin just flows. And when you put on this like cold robot pump that's like a suction machine,
not there.
It takes a little more intentionality to get those hormones to work like they should. And I think so even like a touch of like your human touch, I think brings a little bit of that element in.
Okay.
That's like
sense.
That's my like half scientific, half anecdotal, you know, like thought on there. But it's a pump is not like a baby, you know.
Not
We have to. You kind of had both there. So, did he ever come back to the breast for you?
He did not. I mean, we tried a couple
Mm,
times, and then he really got into biting, and that just wasn't gonna work.
no, hard pass on that. Yeah. Especially when they've been away, they come back and start biting. You're like, no thanks.
He
That's
would at night pretty well. So I would, or I don't know if he just hung out there. I don't know if he actually
yeah.
got a lot of milk, but he liked to hang out there at night up until the biting kind of came around, which was probably when he was like 7, 8 months.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So I was kind of looking through some of the notes and things from your journey, and I actually found that we didn't actually interact a ton. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
Like
not really.
I asked like a couple questions and got just like some clarification, maybe joined like one or two of the group calls. Like
Yeah, I would
what was
watch
the
a lot
most
of them afterwards, but yeah, I had
oh,
a
did
lot of
you?
meetings at noon,
Yeah.
so I could never like really join them very regularly.
Which is totally fine. What did you find was the most helpful part or the part that made the biggest difference inside of our program for you?
I mean, for me, it was just getting the information, being able to like
Mm,
understand that there was a way to do this. I just didn't know it. And so, I mean, I've always loved being a student and stuff. So it kind of felt like, kind of going back to school and
yeah.
I'm going to learn how to do this. And here's my curriculum and I'm going to get through it and I'm going to learn. And then the ultimate test was, can I pump more efficiently and
Yeah.
stuff. So yeah, that was the biggest part. I'm hoping with like future kids that I'll be able to get more into the community aspect and stuff. And I think especially too, starting like right from the beginning instead of starting at 9 months, that will be even so much more important in that postpartum
Yeah,
phase.
you were kind of in crisis mode, like, "I gotta fix this now."
Yeah,
So, the fastest way to get there, let's do it.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, that's
which
funny.
yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people like to watch the group calls afterward as well too. Just it can be really isolating. Sounds like you had a great partner,
I did.
but sometimes they don't understand fully, like, what you're going through, and so it can be fun to just hear other moms doing the same kind of thing. Got lots of work from home moms in our program too, and it's harder than you think.
So much harder than you think. You have no idea when you start the first time.
It's hard. I know whenever we have like second or third time moms come in for a discovery call, I'm like, okay, they get it. They've been through this. It's so much harder. What would you tell a first time mom who's at the beginning of this journey? What do you have any advice for yourself a year ago on what to do to make this easier, better? Anything you do different? Anything like that?
Think like, well, try to educate yourself before you have the baby, probably about
Mhm.
breastfeeding. I think I read one book about it, but it didn't talk about pumping at all. And so I think it would be familiarize yourself with the idea of pumping, which I mean, I always knew I was going to have to pump at some point because I knew I was returning to work. So I don't really know why I didn't look into that more. But I think maybe, I mean, I just was kind of thinking like, I wasn't thinking that far ahead. I was just thinking,
Yeah. One thing is we gotta get the baby out
get
and
him
then
out,
we gotta breastfeed.
teach him how to breastfeed. And so that's
Mhm.
kind of as far as I got, but I didn't really think of like, what if it doesn't work? Like I just kind of assumed it would
Yeah.
work because like I don't
Mhm.
know, we're women and we have boobs, so what would be so hard about it? Yeah, it turns out every single woman I know who's had a baby no one has had like oh, it's so easy to breastfeed. And so everybody has a
Mhm.
story about how it's like we had this issue, and it's like, yeah, I don't know how the human race survived, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Well,
so
they had
hard.
more help, to be honest. Like back in the day, there was more of a community. Like women, your grandmothers, your aunts, your sisters helped you have birth and or give birth, and then they would help you feed your babies. And if you couldn't feed them, they would feed them for you, like wet nurse style. And I feel like we've lost a lot of that over the
Yeah,
last century. And everyone's kind of on their own, which is not intuitive to
no,
motherhood.
no,
No.
it's
You have
so
no one,
isolating.
and I know, like, my mom, she didn't breastfeed because it was, like, the height of the formula craze, so she was no help to me, and I had never seen it,
Mm,
like or, like, I don't know, and friends had tried it and given up, and I'm like, "I don't want that," that. And I don't know if you felt the same, but I just didn't even have a lot of good role models on how to do this. It was sheer grit and determination that
Yeah.
got me to where I was. Do you feel
Yes,
similar?
that's kind of my story too, because yeah, my mom didn't, my mother-in-law didn't, and so, I mean, they were supportive of me doing it, but they didn't really know how else to yeah, how to help me, and then whenever things were hard, they well-intentionedly, I think, just said like, "Well, it's okay if you offer formula," and stuff, and I know that they didn't mean that
Yeah.
in a, you know, critical way, but they were, thinking this is a solution to help you because I was so stressed out. But
Yeah.
I just knew that like that is so not where I knew it would take. That this was just a phase I had to get through. That I had to find a way, and that yeah, that I knew that there were steps I could take before going there, and just yeah, and again with the cow's milk protein allergy and him hating the formula, I just was like I don't know what if he won't eat this, I don't know what he'll eat.
It's literally the only option. So we have to figure out how to do it.
I have to, yeah. So
Yeah. Were you able to get your wearable pump to work well for you? I know it's like kind of shifting gears now here, but I'm just curious.
pretty well, and I think kind of before I had started, before my supply tanked, and then after that, when I really had to like focus on like compressions and stuff, then it never worked as well for me after that. But before that, yeah, I would say in months like maybe months like 5 through 8, 5 through 9, I would wear it sometimes, and I did get pretty similar output. I think I assume it was just like my hormones were still like
Helping you
high
from
enough.
birth
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. What did you have an original goal of how long you wanted to give breast milk when you first started this experience?
Yeah, I wanted to do it for a year.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then what made you go beyond that?
I think it was just because it was working, and I had just worked so hard by that point.
I'm not done.
No, I'm like, no, we're doing it. And then I ultimately weaned because we want to have another baby, and I just
Yeah.
like I'm someone whose cycle just wasn't there at all.
That's exciting. Well, if you ever do, come back for a second baby, if that ever happens for you, the beautiful thing about this program is it's lifetime access.
I
So
love that.
you can come right on back. To be honest, we can do that because second time clients are so much easier because you already know so many of the basics that then it's just troubleshooting little things that come up and the experience usually goes so much better. So if we ever do see you again, I'm really excited to,
Yes.
to do that with you again. Oh, that's exciting. Was weaning challenging, either milk-wise or mentally for you? Kind of when you
Mentally, yes.
decided to do that?
Milk-wise, it was actually kind of disappointing how quickly my body weaned.
Like, sweet, let's be done.
Yeah.
We're
Like, oh, really? That's how fragile this was? Okay.
for sure. What was that like mentally for you, kind of ending that journey you had worked so hard for?
Oh, that was hard. I really I mean, I cried about it a few times, and then I'm like, and especially it was hard that, I'd pool all my milk in pitchers and just watching the amount go down every day. And it kind of like took me back to like kind of that point around 9 months where, why I sought out this program when my supply was taken. It was like taking me back there to all of this like guilt and just feelings of inadequacy of like, I'm not making enough. And my husband had to keep on reminding me like, but no, you're choosing it.
This is the point? Like you're doing it on purpose?
Yeah, this isn't happening to you. You are making this happen, and it's a choice and stuff. And so, but it was just hard. It's like the mental block of like, yeah, seeing hardly like finally in the like very last weeks of it, like seeing only like an ounce or two in the pitcher, it was like I just feel like a failure. And he's like, this is the greatest success. Like, this is a success story, not a failure, And so that was really hard. But I think now that honestly, taking the visuals out, now that I'm fully done pumping and we don't have the pictures in the fridge anymore and all the pumping stuff is put away, now I'm totally at peace with it. And like, my son is healthy. He still gets breast milk. For the foreseeable future and stuff. So it's like this was an enormous success.
I'm so glad you were able to kind of articulate some of those feelings because honestly, this is one of my favorite parts of working with clients like you long term. And the logistics are great. And like we've been doing this a long time. We know pumping in and out and we can help you there. But there are a lot more mental and emotional aspects to this experience than I think people realize. And even just like getting enough milk for the baby, which is usually kind of the number one goal is like, we want to feed the baby how we want to feed them. Having that sense of control is second. Like, I want to make choices that feel good to me and I want to be in control of the situation. But third, there's this like roller coaster of emotions that you go through in this process. And I think people seriously underestimate how challenging weaning can be on your mind. And I think exactly what you just said. It's like you worked so hard. It's like more, more, more. And in our program, this is something that we focus on a lot, is like non-milk supply related goals. And how do we focus on the aspects we can control? And how do we look at the bigger picture? So I'm so glad your husband, like, he should come work for me, it sounds like. he's like on the same brain page. And I love that it's like, this is the point. But sometimes you just need someone to tell you that. You get stuck in your head. And especially after doing this for over a year, which a lot of moms do, then to intentionally bring it down can be really hard. And I don't know, I just don't think people talk about that very much. And that's one of the huge reasons why I decided not to go into traditional lactation practice, just seeing clients one-on-one, like one time and then good luck. I really wanted to be there for the whole experience because I think it matters. And so it's really interesting to hear you describe the end of your journey. I think a lot of moms will resonate with that.
Good. I hope so. Yeah. Yeah. It was tough, but it's kind of once I finally put all the stuff away, it just kind of felt, and just kind of this sense of like peace and pride, that I was able to do this. And looking back, like, oh my gosh, 14 months, it's a long time. Oh my gosh, over a year. And and like how far we've come. So.
And it's also the best feeling to have your body back. I don't know if you like when you're in it, you just do it. You put your head down and you do the thing. And we don't talk about that feeling. But once you're there, you're like, oh, this is awesome. You know?
And that I got to eat dairy again. So like I got to have, oh my gosh.
What was the first thing you went out and ate when you could eat dairy again? Pizza. Totally pizza.
Vegan pizza is not the same.
No. Non-dairy cheese is not cheese.
It got me by. It certainly it scratched the itch of, not being able to have real pizza. But yeah, man, that was.
And then your GI tract was probably like mad for days, but
it
was worth it.
I think it was worth it.
I don't know. The sacrifices we do as mothers, our children better really appreciate us when they are older, because it is not easy.
We've already said, like, someday we're going to, if he ever can eat dairy, we're going to ground him from cheese, because I had to go a year without cheese.
Yeah, that's going to be like your punishment when mom's mad at you.
You don't get cheese this week. Sorry. I had to do it for a whole year. So
I know it's the worst, but you made me do it. And now it's full circle here.
Yep.
All right. As we kind of wrap up, is there anything else you'd like to share, especially for working moms who may be considering, like, do I need help? Is this a good, program or thing to do? Anything you'd like to share about your experience here with us?
I think just knowing like that help is out there and it's more attainable than you think it is. And that if it aligns with your goals, then it is worth it. And that, you have to decide what's important to you. And this was really important to me. And so if that's the situation you're in, I think getting help is going to help. I mean, just mentally, one thing is that you just don't feel so alone. And like, as we've been talking about the mental load of breastfeeding and pumping, it's an isolating feeling. And so just being able to first of all, have someone come and say, like, you don't have to bear that on your own. That's already like, okay, thank you. And then being able to have real help, because nobody teaches you this stuff. Nobody, like, when they hand you your baby, nobody is just like, goodbye, good luck,
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. And just that there are resources out there. And I'm just so glad that I found your channel. I don't really even remember how I did. I think I was probably looking up like
your breast pump,
pump review. Probably it was.
Yeah, that's how most of them find us. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I just kind of got addicted to watching them while I was nursing. As I'd sit there nursing, and I've watched so many reviews on pumps that I'm never going to buy. I just watch.
It's kind of addicting, isn't it? I have like 100 pumps sitting over here on my wall. It's
like,
again, it's my job, but
like it's somewhat a pump expert. Like,
you know a lot based research you've done. That's so funny.
It's not my career, but anyway.
All this random knowledge that you have now, but
It's a lot. But yeah, I think just knowing that, yeah, if I could go back and do it again or find help sooner, or like I wish I would have started this before I hit my rock bottom because that was horrible. And like that was just so emotionally like devastating with all the things that were going on, my family stressors, being sick, and then this happening, which I was so emotionally tied to.
yeah.
I just wish I would have been able to know what I could do before I ever got there. So yeah, I would say, I guess since things were going well, I guess I understand why I didn't. But looking back, I think most people probably are going to hit a point that things no longer go well, you know? And just when that happens. So I kind of wish I would have anticipated that a little bit more. But so if that helps somebody, great.
And sometimes it's all part of the journey of life. Sometimes you just have to hit a hard spot to be like, wow, I need help. And that is where a lot of moms, come and find us. I love it when they are a little proactive and come earlier, but it's not always the case. You feel like it's working. I think the investment is harder into long-term coaching like this if things are fine, especially for partners. I think a partner would be like
through that and think but what if something happens? Because then there's always you telling yourself, well, what if it doesn't?
I could be fine. Yeah, things are fine for sure. So I think it's just all part of the process. I'm really impressed that you were confident enough to make the investment in coaching like this at 9 months, 10 months into your journey, like knowing that you had 3 to 5 months left, but it was so important to you. And it honestly sounds like it saved you money in the long run because $1,000 a formula a month is absolutely insane.
That certainly helped with the decision because we looked at what it would be and the fact that he wasn't eating it.
And he hates it anyway.
We were trying to there was no paced bottle feeding at that point. It was tip it over and get food into his body because he also wasn't great at solid food. He was only 9 months at the time, but he still is not an awesome solid food eater. So he's just not good at eating. He's not. Yeah. So
it's always,
good at everything.
Yeah. Thank you so much for taking the time to share your story and experience. It's actually been you've been like an ideal client, to be honest. Did the work, saw great results, popped in when you needed, and just felt all of that pride and accomplishment at the end, like you're supposed to. So good for you. I think absolutely perfect. All the people just like you need to come. Come and get the help.
We should. I highly recommend.
It works. It works. All right. Thanks again so much for sharing your experience. If you ever do end up with another little one, we'll love to have you back because that's the beauty of this relationship. So perfect. All right. Thanks again, Maria. It was lovely to chat with you.
Have a wonderful day. Thank you. Bye.